Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, July 21st. Looking at the impact map, a lot going on. We have an offshore low pressure system off the California coast producing winds off the Sierra front into parts of western Nevada, also enhanced into eastern Nevada and tickling parts of western Utah, and also with a little bit of higher humidity, but still in parts of eastern Idaho. And much of those same things are in play tomorrow to a lesser degree, and then the winds finally diminish. In between all that, we'll have areas of a mix of wet and maybe some wet and drier storms mixed in across parts of the area where you see the showered circles. Looking at the satellite imagery, you can see the low pressure area and the band of showers and lightning that's moving in. A lot of this is going to shift north of the Great Basin to parts of northern Idaho, but there'll be some residual lightning starts further south. I'll have to watch that. Also, some winds on the tail end of this low. Looking at precip and lightning, no real lightning yesterday. A lot of this is just radar estimates that did not really reach the ground in any appreciable way. We've had a lot of activity over the past 24 hours. New fire starts in the red, recent fires in the yellow. You can see most of the activity concentrated in southern and central areas. Smoke forecast for our largest fires, and you can see some of that stuff across parts of southern Nevada, southern Utah, and northern Arizona today and tomorrow, diminishing a little bit. It's been a fairly dry week across western areas of the Great Basin, but central areas, that's eastern Nevada, parts of western Utah, and the Arizona Strip, did have some decent precipitation, as did western Wyoming and eastern Idaho. So the ERC map, and they're kind of all over the place. Down in the south, they've recovered quite a bit with some recent shower activity. See a lot more yellows and greens down there, but just north of there, you see the darker reds, the 90th percentile. The most critical areas are across our central and western areas, and also notice parts of Idaho definitely drying out on the ERC side, approaching the 90th percentile or higher. The 10-hour fuels also show that driest conditions today will be across parts of Utah and central and northern Nevada, not as dry as you head further up into Idaho, especially the mountainous areas. On the drought side, we continue with drought expanding across southern areas, also dropping down from the north, so kind of sandwiching the region. The 1-month evaporative demand drought index, or the flash drought, does show the most critical areas, still being where we have some of our large fires, eastern Utah, and also parts of western Nevada. Not as much in Idaho over the past month. And today's upper level map shows that frontal system, that clouds and showers, maybe a little bit of lightning up in parts of Idaho today. We have left out the high risk for now. We'll see how it goes, but we are concerned with winds in a lot of these areas. The wind threat, you can see through here across western Nevada. Also a little bit of a break over central Nevada by eastern Nevada to parts of adjacent Utah, and across parts of eastern Idaho, western Wyoming. We still have that threat. The reason we're not as concerned about lightning moving to western Idaho is the humidity stays between 30 and 40% up there, so any storm should be on the wetter side. Ignitions should not grow very rapidly up there, but where we have the drier humidities and the wind, it's our bigger concern. You can see the band of showers and thunderstorms tickling our northern areas of the Payette, and maybe some isolated stuff further east. Also some isolated storms across the higher terrain of Utah once again today, but the humidity staying above 20% there. Now for tomorrow, drier air starts to come in. We still have that band of clouds and showers across northern Nevada. We're a little bit more concerned about the wind, I think. There'll be some winds coming off the Sierra front. Also breezy conditions across southern and eastern Nevada. See the lower humidity there, and still some fairly high humidity further north. Showers again, and some wet storms across parts of western Idaho, but humidity again for the most part mid 20% range. We typically don't issue high risk when the humidity gets above 20 or 25%. So we'll probably see new starts, but nothing that should grow fairly quickly. But we do start seeing drier air eventually coming in. Now, on Wednesday with this upper low, this is a classic thunderstorm, dry lightning pattern, or lightning pattern for parts of northern California. Storms are not going to be as widespread as you head further east. You see the humidity pattern here. The winds start diminishing. Precip, there'll be some lightning coming in through here, but not as widespread, really. 3-day precip total seen through here. Now, the extended forecast does show that lightning pattern across southern Oregon, northern California, barely tickling our area. So there's high risk off to our west. We're not seeing it in our area just yet. We'll see how this low opens up. But we see more drier air coming in. See the orange and tannish shades all the way up from Mexico through Arizona. So there's no semblance of the monsoon. Despite the southerly flow, the monsoon's kind of been shredded apart, but we'll see breezy, drier conditions coming in. Could be by next week, and we could see some high-based lightning coming into western Nevada that we'll have to keep an eye on for that. So we'll see how that plays out. 7-day precip totals and the 8 to 14-day, no relief. Above normal temperatures, especially the eastern half of the geographic area, and also a drier than normal overall precipitation signal. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.